and language therapist. I often work with patients with voice disorders. I wonder, have you ever had any problems with your voice in the past? And if you have, what have you done about it? Were you left struggling to speak after a long day of work? To command an audience due to a deteriorating voice? Your voice is your most valuable and most important teaching tool. It carries your passion, instructions, and connection to your students every single day. Teaching requires you to speak for long hours, often over background noise, which puts strain on your vocal cords. And without proper care, this can lead to voice fatigue, hoarseness, or even loss of voice. Protecting your voice helps you teach effectively, reduces stress, and supports your long term career well-being. My name is Leanne. I'm a specialist speech and language therapist who supports teachers and adults to find their voice in the classroom and beyond. Voice disorders are a lot more common than you think. Your voice is such a valuable tool, but it's under constant strain. And what happens if your tool is at risk? I specialise in working with adults with voice disorders and speech and language difficulties, providing tailored interventions to communicate effectively, whether it be via verbal or non-verbal means. I ensure the support extends seamlessly into my clients' everyday lives. So, with over 11 years' experience, I can guide you through what a voice disorder is and the serious voice conditions, which can start small but grow into more serious problems if not managed over time. If you or someone you know would benefit from a personalised speech and language therapy approach, I'd love to help. Let's look at some stats. Teachers are 3 times more likely to have voice problems. Looking at the pie chart, you can see that 30% of teachers have voice problems compared to 9% of non-teachers. You can also see here that more teachers miss work due to voice issues. So we've got 12.8% of teachers versus 2% of non-teachers. This slide represents the 14.1% of teachers visiting the GP for voice issues compared to 4% of non-teachers. So how does this affect schools financially? According to the UK Department for Education, for some specialist roles, rates can climb up to as high as £300 to £400 a day, with supply cover often costing 3 to 4 times more than a teacher's take-home pay and resulting in a cost of over £38,000 for a single teacher's long-term absence. This represents a significant financial burden and another reason voice care matters. For most teachers, their voice is more than just a way to speak. It's the heart of the job. Every day you use your voice to explain, inspire, discipline, and connect. But here's the challenge. Teachers speak for up to 2/3 of the school day. Studies in the UK show that over 30% of teachers experience voice problems every year. Around 9% miss work because of these issues, costing schools time and money and adding stress to your workload. When your voice is struggling, everything in the classroom becomes harder. Your energy drops, your authority weakens, and your confidence takes a hit. That's why voice care isn't a luxury, it's essential. The earlier you start looking after your voice, the longer you can teach with clarity, power, and ease. So here I've listed some of the common voice problems teachers face in the classroom. So you've got hoarseness lasting more than 2 weeks, frequent vocal fatigue by midday, pain or strain when speaking, loss of projection, so it's difficult to command the room, to raise your voice, or complete loss of voice. These could be signs of conditions such as vocal nodules, laryngitis, or muscle tension dysphonia, also known as MTD. We'll cover how to protect your voice and recover quickly in the full course. When I speak with teachers, these are some of the things they're saying. I thought losing my voice was just part of the job. By the end of the day, I can't even speak with my family. I assumed being hoarse was normal for teachers, like it came with the job. I noticed my colleagues and I complain of voice problems after returning to school after the summer holidays. I lost my voice for a week when I started working as a teaching assistant. Well, I would ask the students to read off the board or PowerPoint to help preserve my voice. These are not isolated experiences. Many teachers face this daily, and it can have a huge impact on their work and well-being. On one of the previous slides, we spoke about the different types of voice diagnoses which can occur if you don't look after your voices. One example is vocal nodules. Vocal nodules usually occur bilaterally, meaning they occur on both vocal cords. They're small callus-like bumps that make your voice sound rough or breathy. Laryngitis is inflammation that can wipe your voice out completely. And a lot of my clients often end up with laryngitis following a cold or a flu, and they've used their voices inappropriately during this time, which then results in the inflammation of the vocal cords. Finally, muscle tension dysphonia is when your vocal muscles overwork and tighten, making speaking uncomfortable or even painful. So these are just some vocal diagnoses which are common amongst teachers. And left unaddressed, these problems can mean more sick days, more GP visits, and more frustration in the classroom. But the good news is, with the right techniques and daily habits, most voice problems are actually preventable. In the full course, we'll go deeper into spotting early signs, protecting your voice, and recovering faster so you can keep teaching with confidence. So, I wanted to go through some tips which will help you to maintain your voice throughout the day, because a stronger voice means stronger teaching. First tip is to stay hydrated. Sip water throughout the day. Warm up your voice. Simple hums before class. Use your breath. Support from the diaphragm. Don't strain your throat. Take vocal breaks. Short pauses or silent activities for your pupils. These are just some simple habits you can start using straight away to protect your voice from day to day. But of course, knowing what to do and actually learning how to do it effectively are two very different things. That's why I have created my full course to guide teachers step by step through practical exercises and strategies that really make a difference. We'll go through recovery techniques and classroom specific voice projection strategies. I'll add the link for you on the next slide. So, I wanted to go through some tips which will help you to maintain your voice throughout the day, because a stronger voice means stronger teaching. I hope these strategies help you to protect your voice this term. If you're ready to keep building on this, Here are a few options. One, if you'd like to dive deeper with step-by-step techniques and practical strategies you can start using straight away, I've created an online course specifically for teachers. Click on Get Started to sign up. It's flexible, self-paced, and designed to protect your voice and your career long term. It's great for CPD, you'll receive a certificate at the end, and you will have a one-to-one session with me upon completion if needed. Two, you can book a 45-minute workshop for your school, which I'll deliver in person or online, so your whole team benefits. You can email me for further details at lmspeechtherapy@gmail.com. Either way, your voice deserves to be heard and protected. As teachers, your voice is really your most important tool. Without it, the job becomes so much harder, and it even can affect your well-being. So to conclude, in this short session, we've looked at the impact teaching has on your voice, and we've addressed a few simple habits that can make a difference.